you are not puppets here to perform the intention of the larger part of you. You are extensions of source energy. And while you are here in this physical format, you are the primary reason for a further extension of that source energy. Oh, that was such an important thing for you to hear. Because sometimes you think that the non-physical part of you, the God of you, the source of you, is all finished and you're here trying to prove your worthiness to catch up. When actually, you came as that energy to explore variety and contrast for the purpose of coming to new conclusions and preferences and decisions of desire. Because you knew from your non-physical perspective that this physical contrast would evoke from you, from all that you are, greater clarity. In other words, you cannot, while you're here in this physical body, explore contrast without coming to another preference. Even the cells of your body are doing that all day, every day. Exposure to life as it is evoking from you further desires, greater clarity, greater abundance, greater well-being, more life. And when that happens as a result of your physical focus, the larger part of you takes that more life immediately. In other words, when there's something missing or something present in your experience that you don't want, there's a bounce to the other side of that vibrational wave. Because when you know what you don't want, what you do want is known more clearly. And who knows it? That's really the question that this gathering is wanting to help you ask and answer. Who knows? Who knows more clearly what is wanted when you know what you don't want? All of you, the larger part of you, the source energy part of you, the part of you that is non-physical, the part of you that is non-resistant, the part of you that is allowing the expansion of the universe. So what we just said to you is when your life causes you to want something, even if you don't put words to it, and often you do not, to want something beyond what is right here and now, you launch a vibrational rocket which goes immediately into what we are calling your vortex of creation, which is a vibrational alignment and gathering place, gathering because law of attraction is on it, where all cooperative components, which includes the larger part of you, the source of you, all cooperative components are instantaneously assembled to be the vibrational version of what your physical life has caused you to ask for. When your life causes you to ask, it is vibrationally given instantaneously. You become it. The larger part of you does. Now we're going to give you some words here because we really want to get your attention. As you're standing here in your physical body, exploring contrast and maybe not liking what you see, the larger part of you is taking the bounce and knows more clearly what you want and is instantaneously living it. So from the perspective of source, the way we see it, this vortex of creation is actually present tense because you live the life, you ask for it, and vibrationally it is done. Now, as you stand in your physical body, wanting, or in your words, needing the manifestation to catch up with it, we just want to get your attention by saying what is old news. What is past tense. We know it's hard to hear it. You're in your physical bodies. You're deciphering your time-space reality through your physical senses. You see it, you hear it, you smell it, you taste it, you touch it. This is now, you say, this is now, this is now. And it is now, but there is a vibrational version of now that you can't quite see yet, or hear yet, or smell yet, or taste, or touch yet, because it hasn't manifested into the way you want it to before you pronounce it as now. But it's now. It's now, and it's real, and the source within you is being it. And if you are still looking at the now you're claiming as now, you're holding to the past, and you're preventing the very manifestation that you want to show up. You heard that, didn't you? If you could accept that this vibrational reality, this vortex of creation holds the newly become version of you, and you would do the only thing that you can do with the vibrational reality, you would feel for it, And why are we encouraging you to feel for it? Because you can't see it yet. You can't hear it yet. You can't smell it or taste it or touch it yet. But if you will feel for it, you will allow the feeling of it to train your vibration into alignment with it. And then, you know what? The manifestation has to happen. And the only reason manifestations are ever slow to come to you is because you're still living in the past. You're still beating the drum of what is. You've got what is-itis. This is what is. This is what is. This is what is. I'm a realist, you say. And we say, how silly of you. Don't face reality. Face vibrational reality. Feel vibrational reality. Feel yourself forward. Feel who you have become. Because the larger part of you already moved there. And since the larger part of you, the source energy part of you, the soul, inner being part of you has already moved to the new and improved version, when you don't move, you feel the discord. And that's what negative emotion is. The negative emotion that you feel is nothing more than you not keeping up with you. And it's interesting because you say things that are flawed at their basis. You say, I am bummed out because I don't have enough money. And we say, that's not the reason you feel that way. You are bummed out because you went over here and the rest of you stayed over here. That's why you feel discord. You didn't go with the flow of the expansion. You are still, if you are like most humans, you are still justifying the desire that you've asked for, the desire that has already actualized vibrationally. You're still justifying it by pointing out what is. Esther will say, but it's true. And we say, it may very well be. But you can't keep focusing upon the truth of what has manifested and allow that truth to improve. Because when you focus upon the truth of what is manifested, you train yourself into the vibration of that, and that's as far as it can manifest. You cannot manifest anything beyond what you believe. You cannot manifest past your expectations. But not only can you not manifest past your expectations, you are manifesting your expectations. And that's really something to think about. Something will happen occasionally. Jerry and Esther have been laughing about something recently where they had a clear expectation because they explored the now reality with enough precision to convince themselves that that was who that person was. And once they were completely convinced that that's who that person was, that person behaved exactly as they expected that person to behave. And so then Esther says, well, Abraham, are you suggesting that we should expect them to be other than they are in order to change them? And we say, no, never. We don't want you to try to change them through your expectation. We are not teaching empowerment of others. We just think that you should train your expectation where you want it to be and allow the people that meet your expectation to be the ones who come. When you get really good at sniffing out ne'er-do-wells, I could feel it coming from him, you say. When you get really good at sniffing them out, you get really good at training your vibration into what they are. And then the universe says, oh, here's another one. Here's another one. Here's another one. Here's another one. So you really have no choice if you want to feel good, if you want to be who you really are, and if you want to live the manifestations that you've carved out of the contrast that you've been living, you have no choice other than to decide to feel your way into alignment with who you really are and allow law of attraction to do the work, and it will. If you will give up your futile effort at controlling the uncontrollable and focus on controlling what you can control, which is the direction of your thought and therefore your mood, what you will begin to discover is, as you feel for the feeling of something you can't see yet, in time and in a very short time, the evidence of it will be seeable, hearable. We offered a game to Esther and she had such fun with it. She loved that feeling of ease and flow so much. We encouraged her to start through the alphabet and choose a word that begins with A that feels in the vortex to her. And so from inside the vortex, it was easy. She said appreciation. And then just held the thought long enough that she received the feeling of complete alignment with her source. And then we said, choose a B word. And she said, bask, that's easy. Clarity, that's easy. Delicious, divine, that's easy. Energy, easy, ease, all easy. Fun, full, focus. Now from inside the vortex, focus. Oh, focus is fun. Focus feels great if you're inside the vortex. If you're not in the vortex and you think focus, now it feels like harder work. So what you do, you get in the vortex and you're pretty sure you're in there, and then play the alphabet game. In other words, it's so fun to find more in the vortex emotional words. Esther found if she would preface her search for the word with, I feel more. I feel moved. I feel magnificent. I feel joy. I feel happiness. As you want to feel and you reach for those words that you consciously acknowledge feel good to you, what happens is you're going to train yourself. You're going to train your vibration. You're going to train your point of attraction. You're going to train your point of attraction into everything that you've asked for. And then what happens is it has to start showing up. So then it gets easier and easier and easier. Because not only then are you proactive because you're deliberately going to the vortex that no one else can see, and you're deliberately reaching for a feeling that feels good only to you because you're in there all alone. In other words, you're deliberately doing it, but if you do it long enough, what begins to happen, and long enough, we only mean a day or two or three or four, a week, a month. In other words, as you practice this for 15 or 20 minutes every day, you will train your vibration into a new point of attraction, and then you will begin experiencing a life that you can then react to. Wonderful life. In other words, isn't it great when there is someone lovable standing right before you who is so easy to love? But before you know about the vortex, and before you know about how you can find the feeling of love even if you are surrounded by scoundrels, before you know that, then lovable ones usually just train you to be annoyed at those who aren't lovable. You say, you could be more lovable and I would feel better. If your behavior were better, I would have a better life. And there is no premise more flawed or more disadvantaged to you than to believe that something that you have no control over has to be different before you can feel better. When you show yourself that you can feel better unconditionally, now you are one who lives unconditional love as the source within you always does. And now you can be the deliberate creator of your experience. And nothing is more fun than to be in a physical body in this leading edge time-space reality where contrast is giving you constant new bounces. So expansion is rampant, and then have the power and the wisdom to focus your energy, your thoughts, your emotions into alignment with all of that. And then to get to watch the universe knock itself out to bring you the manifestations, to show you your worthiness. That's why you came. That's why you came. What do you want to talk about? Stuff. Good.